So once again, we're out here on Japan in early access here in theAngler, and my main goal today is to finally catch a northern snakehead. This is the one thing that I really want to get that's eluded us so far. We can see the habitats of shallow pond, lakeshore, and shallow lake. We're going to do everything we can to land one of those and hopefully some other cool stuff today. So at least for starters, we're going to try this pond here. It's a pretty good size pond, but there's this little railside fishing area point of interest fast travel, and I figured that's at least a good starting point. So got a hook size 8 spinnerbait on here, really just trying to catch anything at all that might bite. And hopefully we can at least get into one. If we can just have an area and an idea of what to look for, that would be really nice going forward. Oh, here we go. Got something on there. What? What just happened? Okay, got another bite. It's gonna happen again. I don't know what the line's catching on. That's not a fish doing that. It's the line wrapping around something. Let's try from like not on this dock. Third time's a charm. Can we land a fish? Had like a ton of slack there. That was kind of odd in and of itself. What is that thing? The babiest brook trout of all time. Alright, maybe we're gonna try something else, because obviously that's gonna be a problem. Well, we got something on the bloodworm there. Kinda guessing that's not a snakehead, it's actually a freshwater crab, so still unable to improve there. Basically the thought process, by the way, in using a really small hook, not that that would actually affect the crab biting, but the really small hook in the bloodworm might be for what just surfaced there. I figured if we're going to be looking for species that we haven't caught, it'd be nice to get the smelt, the IU sweetfish, and the eel as well. So if we're not going to get snakeheads biting, maybe we can accomplish some of that. And at least for smelt and snakehead, bloodworm works for both. So something else hitting there. Hopefully that's just not another crab. Those little things kind of look like smelt. And what do you know? It's another crab. Maybe something? Absolutely no tension whatsoever. That might kind of be a good thing. We shall see. I don't think it's a snakehead, but maybe it could at least be the smelt. What are we looking at here? I don't really know what else to expect. I think we got a smelt. That's a big one. That's a gold. Are you kidding me? What is that pose? I like it. It's so, I don't know how big a diamond gets. What does that say? 0.7 ounces? Jeez. We're lucky we got that, because I don't know what the odds are that we would have caught one the rest of the video. Good deal. So, just love the way he's holding it. We are at this little isolated pond up here, and fortunately, cheese is not only a bait that those catfish won't hit, because they're everywhere, including here, but it also attracts both smelt and snakehead. So, gonna sit here a minute, maybe we can catch another one. Maybe there's snakehead in here too, but we accomplished something, so that's a plus. Maybe this is a decent little spot. You see one of those catfish back there, by the way, and of course we're gonna see no tension again, because my guess would be even diamond smelt are like an ounce. Kind of impressive to hit on a size 8 hook actually, but what do we have for this one? I'd say it's smaller looking at it. That is a silver at 0.36 ounces. I say we give it one more try to catch one more out of here, and then we'll probably move on to another spot. But looking at that, we still need the sweetfish and the eel are nightfish, snakehead or not, so hopefully we can get that somewhere. I'm kind of tempted, since we got the smelt, because I wasn't sure if we would, maybe we try to get all 4, well now 3, that we're missing. And I mean, just like that, no more smelt. Been sitting here now for, I don't know, close to 5 minutes. No takers, but that's all good. We'll keep on moving, and probably we move up to like a size 7 hook. I would think that eliminates the smelt, and that kind of helps us try at least to narrow in on snakehead. I think that might be a snakehead. One of their traits is aggressive, and just out of nowhere, we finally got a hit. I think we got what we're after. Still 50 feet away and decent tension looking at that. Should be a pretty solid fish. I think that's what it is. Still didn't get a great look at it. There you go. Northern snakehead, only a 4-pounder, but a silver. And I think at this point, pretty cool little animations there, by the way. Our odds of actually getting all the new species crossed off the list today definitely just went up a little bit. That said though, we gotta at least try to get a bigger one now. I'm not really sure. We'd have to time that up. But anyway, let's go ahead and let that guy go. Maybe then we'll go up to like a size 6 hook. There we go. Goodness gracious, I was starting to wonder if we'd ever catch another one. I mean, in both cases, we just let it sit for a real long time. But at least you know when you get them. There's another variant. That looked cool. Kind of hard to tell out of the water. They've got that sort of rainbow trout effect, where they're really glossy looking, but you can see this one's lighter colored. I like them. On one hand, I want to leave and try to catch other stuff. We're going to try to get one more, as long as it may take. And they also do hit pearl barley, so it's something we can kind of chum with, and maybe try to speed up the process, but I wouldn't say that was exactly fast. Alright, good deal. That seems to be the move. Just let it sit for a really long time, and then just be ready, because you get absolutely no warning whatsoever. No big ones in here, but it's at least a starting point, and definitely I'm going to mark this pond, but I do think now, looking back at it, one of the reasons that we haven't caught any is, at least so far, they seem to just be kind of slow to bite. They're aggressive, so they're not nibbling at the bait, but it's kind of few and far between. So now 2 species remain, and they live in completely opposite habitats. Eel we should more expect in the rivers, and sweetfish we should expect in the lakes. So gonna try to get eel first, and we're just gonna attempt to do a little bit of bottom fishing. And we're going to start right at the base of this little waterfall. This seems like a nice, good-sized pool, actually. Haven't been here yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if eels live in here. We'll quickly find out. Well, these dang things seem to be everywhere, but the good news is, at least fishing with boilies, it keeps them away. Not that we've caught any eels yet, but they should be attracted to it. That is a menacing looking... Okay, lights on now. Menacing looking photo, but... our new PB Dolly Varden, and we're gonna try somewhere else. Not gonna lie, got a little distracted by this rainbow here. I'm not sure how big they'll get on Japan, and that's kind of why I wanted to catch it, because, oh wow, that's still only a bronze, and it's 4 pounds, so probably then I would think similar to over on Golden Ridge. Just wanted to make sure, nothing special, but the one spot, and we actually tried this before, if I remove this waypoint, there's this tiny little spot that's deep enough. You can actually get down to about 18 feet. I thought maybe there could be some eels down in there, but so far at least, no such luck. Well, it seems to me the night fish may have to come another day. I'm officially accepting defeat. We are just having a heck of a time with eel and I use sweetfish. So we're going to come back here to our bridge and maybe see if we can at least catch a decent taimen or two before we wrap up. So first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and throw the size 3 swim bait on here. We could go with a bigger one, but frankly, with this setup, even like the 70, 80 pounders, we can get in pretty quick. So I'm fine with catching like smaller ones, and hopefully eventually a big one shows up. I mean, that was like immediate too. That lure hits the water. That's not a very big one. But right away we got one coming after it. Actually, solid tension. Might be a little bit better than I thought, but probably in the 30 to 40 pound range. And we've had, I think, as big as 84 pounds from this spot. So we'll see if we can find one in that type of area. This guy is 44 pounds, so actually not a bad start. That kind of looks a little better. Tension will tell the story. Pull and line is certainly good. Probably not a monster, but certainly a step in the right direction. And around 60% tension, generally we're able to bring them in that easily. And that's what I was talking about before. Catching smaller ones, no big deal. That's 70 pounds. Couple more of that size, we'd be in good shape. Now we're talking. Little bit of a standstill there. Able to pretty well move them. This could be in the area of gold. And by the way, from what I hear, double that last fish, like around 140 pounds, is probably in the realm of possibility for these things. They just get absolutely enormous. I'm not sure this guy is quite as big as our 84 pounder, but that initial part where we weren't able to pull in any line, very similar to our PB to this point. Definitely kind of slowing us up there, but we'll be able to get him up on the bridge. I think he might be the more red variation. That's another 70 pounder right on the money, actually. That's interesting. That was tougher to bring in. That one didn't look too bad. He just kind of came up out of the water at the last second there. Another pretty decent fish, but I still don't think he's going to hit the gold mark. He's 72 pounds, so a little bit better. But with that one, I think that's going to be our last fish of the day. And that officially means despite 3 70-pound fish, our quote-unquote best one was a 0.7, not pound, ounce, 0.7 ounce smelt. Which I think is a pretty fitting way to wrap this one up. So hopefully at some point here, we can get back out here and catch those 2 remaining species that we haven't gotten, the Japanese eel and the Ayu sweetfish. And we'll see when and if we can manage to accomplish that out here on Japan in early access as well. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.